Welcome everybody to our latest session of the Empire of the Ghouls. As usual, we're going to do a quick recap of what occurred last week, and then we will pick up with tonight's session. So team, you'll likely recall when we started last session, you guys were on the overland map. You guys had been at the Black Fortress, had done some discussions there with the dwarves, eventually made your way back to Selvin, who was waiting sort of in the hills for you guys to return to her because you were going to go back into the Fey Roads, or you thought it was a possibility that you're going to. You did meet back up with her, and she had to wait until the morning to reopen the pathway to the Shadow Road, to the Fey Roads once again. Runak had indicated that maybe he would try to do so, and thinking that just the words that she said might be all that was needed to make the portal work. But she then asked him if he had the gift, and he realized there was probably something more to it than just the words that were spoken. So Selvin did in the morning conjure this portal back up. You guys stepped back into the Shadow Roads on your way to Seawall. As a reminder, Seawall is a desert area and it is very, very far away. So going along the Shadow Roads is going to save you quite a long time. And it's still going to be multiple day trip, you knew that much, but it was thousands of miles overland, so this is definitely a much quicker path. Once you guys got on the Shadow Roads, you had traveled for a while, and eventually you turned sort of a corner and found yourself face to face with a group of Shadow Fae. The apparent leader of that group was a woman who approached and engaged you guys in conversation. She asked a few questions, a few pointed questions, and ultimately asked for a kiss from each of you. You guys then asked her why, and she said, because you're warm. Some of you agreed to go ahead and give her a kiss. It was a very bland kind of kiss, nothing passionate or romantic or anything like that. Just a very chaste kiss, and then she quickly moved on to the next person. After everybody who was willing to give a kiss completed that task, she essentially stepped aside and allowed your group to go ahead. As you guys continue going ahead, you travel for a distance, eventually had to rest on one of the many days that you're on this road. As your sort of standard operating procedure here, you conjured up the tiny hut. Most of you were resting inside with Selvin on the outside. During the night, as you guys were resting, a massive shadows came and attacked the hut. Both the sort of individual recognizable shadow that looks sort of like a humanoid, and then these other clumps much larger that looked like a just pile of shadows of various sizes of humanoid forms. Attacked the hut and attacked Selvin in particular. Some of you guys managed to step outside of the hut and engage these shadows in combat, at which point it seemed that they were more directed towards your team. And Selvin continued fighting, trying to aid you guys and bringing these shadows down. Eventually, you guys just did just that. You managed to defeat all of the shadows, noticing that radiant damage was particularly effective against these opponents. With the shadows defeated, you guys reconjured the hut and finished up your rest there, and then continued on your way. After a bit more of traveling along the Shadow Roads, off in the distance, you started to hear the sound of music, and Sullivan sort of paused momentarily, arcing her ear to hear what it was. You guys asked her a little bit, and she said she thought it was Shadow Fae. You guys continued going in that direction, and sure enough, you ran into a Shadow Fae troupe of musicians and dancers. They seemed to be playing instruments, doing some singing and dancing. They invited and were very strongly persuading you guys to join them, with some of the Shadow Fae even approaching and trying to take you by the hand and lead you in. Most of you guys tried to stay on the outskirts and not entertain this offer. However, some of you did join the troop inside and found that there was delicious foods and some really strong alcoholic drinks, as well as some other beverages on availability. We had Laud trying to play some music and trying to match some of the players here. One of the Shadow Fae women in particular played sort of against Laud, you might say, or tried to maybe boost his capabilities by playing with him and tried to put on a really good performance. But while he tried to keep up with her, unfortunately her hands seemed to move just too fast on her instrument, and he wasn't able to quite keep in tune with them. You guys eventually decided that you didn't want to spend too much time here. You wanted to keep moving. So you pulled those of the individuals that tried to party with the troop The rest of you guys kind of pulled them out and forced the march on. They were disappointed to see you go. Both them and the shadow goblins that were there, all sort of frolicking about, they were sad to see you go and kind of called out as you guys left. But sure enough, you did just that. You guys continue moving along the shadow road. Eventually, you found yourself in an odd area where Sullivan mentioned that she hadn't seen this area before. And she said the path that you're taking right now, she's been on before and she doesn't remember this area. So you guys were cautious as you moved through here. We had Grim climbing up part of this elevated terrain to get a better scope of the area. Noticed that there was what looked to be coffins and sort of like a cemetery or a graveyard in one area. There was also a ruined bridge or structure of some kind. You guys continued pushing on, and before too long, a large dragon was spotted up on top of the ruined structure, its snout coming into view, and you guys found yourself in battle. The dragon used its Stygian breath to unleash a blast of cold that seemed to just move as a ball in the air and then exploded outwards, hitting everything in a pretty large area. As you guys were trying to avoid that and determine what exactly to do, there was a second dragon. The two dragons actually were talking, and anybody that spoke Draconic were able to hear the words that were going back and forth between those two. And essentially, they were certainly trying to kill our player characters. You guys did what you could fighting against them. We had a couple player characters fall to wounds and were brought back. We had most of the team making their way to the east side of the map where there was an entrance to a tunnel that was visible. And Sullivan called out for you guys to go through the tunnel because it was too narrow for the dragons to follow. You guys then marched out that way, doing what you could to get into the tunnel, with some of you guys hanging back, trying to render aid to your allies to make sure that they could get through as well. Ultimately, you guys did manage to get through to the tunnel and get away from the danger of the drakes, but you had suffered some pretty significant wounds in doing so. You guys then pushed on and found yourself getting further along the path. And before too long, you found yourself up against a river that looked quite wide. It was very dark and misty, like the rest of the Shadow Road has been. You noticed that there were movements in the water that indicated perhaps there was things inside, and maybe quite a few of them based on the different sort of zigzags of the water moving. But the water was so black that even those of you with dark vision weren't able to see underneath the waves to make out what those shapes were. Overhead of the river, high in the air, you could see many spectral forms that looked like dark cloaks sort of floating to and fro listlessly. And then Sullivan looked across the river and let you know that you indeed had to cross. And that is where we ended last week's session. So team, that's my quick recap. What did I miss that anybody would like to add? Archgale.
I know that when we got to the rocky like crevice area, the guide what's her name?
Selvin.
Selvin. Okay, she kept noting that she has never seen this here before, and said that the Fey Road kind of changes sometimes, and that like pieces get moved around, but like she would know which piece is which.
Close. Do you remember what she indicated about the area with the dragons and what she asked you guys when she said she wasn't familiar with this area?
That there were two paths, and I thought she asked which way do you want to go, and we
She
tried to climb some rocks and stuff. Oh, sorry,
she
Keith, go
asked.
ahead.
Oh no, she asked very specifically if somebody knew we were coming.
Yes, that's the part I was looking for. Yep. So I'm going to give that one to Caliban. Go ahead and take inspiration. Yes, she asked if somebody knew you were coming, implying that somebody was shifting the shadow roads to prevent you to going or making it more difficult to go where you were trying to go. Anybody else have anything they would like to add?
Not just a subtle ad. You sort of glossed over. You say, yeah, some people went down. Caliban very nearly got killed. He was down a couple of times, and then a super clutch play from Carl to make him into an ape, which was pretty epic. I don't know. I feel like 9 times out of 10 we would have had a character death there, but somehow we made it through. That was really exciting. That was a fun time.
Sure, yeah, nice marquee moment. Let's go ahead and give inspiration to Archkill then. He got us 75% of the way there. We'll take your 75 and give it back to him, so both you guys have inspiration. All right, anybody else? All right, seeing no other hands up, let's go ahead and get you guys back over to the river that you're currently facing. All right, so this is the river crossing that you find yourself on one side of. Think of it as sort of like you guys are on this side, you're trying to make your way across the river. As you eyeball it, it looks like a pretty far swim. This measurement isn't exact. You can see that the murky waters look very dangerous. You're watching them, you're kind of eyeballing the area. You notice Sullivan doing the same. She seems to be sort of looking up and down the water line and seeing what's the best way to proceed.
Is there like a raft or something we can make, or some way to maybe find us about to ford this?
I could carry a few people across.
I don't like the idea of going in that water. I see things moving in there.
Maybe we could walk around the side, and I know it looks a little crappy, but I think it'd be better than going in the water.
Sorry, Adam, you said how wide was it at the narrowest?
It's hard to tell as you look at it, at least 100 feet, but maybe farther. You know, with this, the mists of the Shadow Realm here, things are like kind of fluid, you might say, and it's hard to get an exact measurement.
I'll ask our guide directly. Can we swim through this? Is it dangerous?
It is very dangerous. I wouldn't recommend it. Even the strongest swimmers could find themselves faltering.
How do you normally cross it, or is this not normally here?
It is. There's three main ways you can attempt to cross it. Swim, as was already mentioned. I don't recommend that. The second is to use the rocks. You see she sort of points off in the distance a little bit. She says there's three main groupings of rocks. You have to jump from one to the next. The wind or the airs here on the water has a bit of a lifting effect, which allows you to jump a bit farther than you would expect, though some people still come up short and land in the water. If you can get to the rocks quickly, then the water shouldn't affect you too much. If you get across all three clumps and get to the other side, then you're all set. Others have tried to fly overhead, though if you look up and you see all those spiritual forms, they will come attack any who try to fly across or teleport across.
So it sounds like the rocks then.
Ugh.
Each choice
What
poses a
happened-
different danger, but in my experience, the rocks are the least of the dangers.
What happens if you fall in the water? Poison, attacked by piranhas, you know.
This is the River Leith. Its effects are different on different people, but most of them are not good.
Grim will say, me like jumping on rocks, yeah.
Yeah, you'll probably be pretty good at that, Grip.
So let's do that.
All right,
Yep.
Are we all doing the same then? Are we all agreeing to go with the rocks?
Rocks.
Yeah.
How
I-
how deep is it?
I couldn't tell you. No one's ever seen the bottom that I know of. All right, well, if we're all going to do the rocks, then let us be careful. There's only about 3 of us could fit on any rock clump at one time. We don't want to be bouncing into each other and knocking each other into the water. So let's figure out the best way to cross, and be aware that the shapes in the water will try to attack you. They will try to prevent you from crossing. But if you're quick enough, if you're strong enough, we should be able to get across.
And Adam, just looking at it, how far across do the rocks look like we're going to be going in total?
At least 90 feet, but again, it's hard to tell with the shifting nature of this mist. But the clumps of rock are separated between like 25 and 30 feet each clump. from one end to the other. Again, you're roughly guessing at least 100 feet. But again, even as you move around, sometimes the distance doesn't seem to change as you would expect. So it's a little bit of a guessing game. All right, I'm going to go ahead and reveal this, which is going to show you a bit of the clumps of rock as well as the water itself. And as
Nice.
Sullivan has mentioned, you can only fit 3 of you on one of these clumps of rocks at a time. So essentially how this is going to work is you guys decide what order you want to go in. One person will try to jump to the rocks. We'll see how that goes. And essentially we're going to just go in turn order as you guys try to make your way across. Once you get to the final clump of rocks, the last jump is presumably relatively easier. At least that's what Sullivan is telling you. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and put us into initiative. Initiative isn't all that big of a deal here. You guys can, of course, feel free to adjust initiative just like normal, but it's not a traditional combat situation. So up to you whether that's important to you or not.
Do we want to have Grim and Glory go first, and then catch a third person, and then have them jump? I don't know.
I feel like there is a strategy to be had for sure.
Well, I think we need to tie ropes on especially whoever goes first, so you can, once you're successful, of course, maybe you can help out the rest of us just in case we fall in.
A good idea.
I can cast jump one more time. That might be useful for one of us. And I'm not sure out of character. Can I down level? I can't really switch spell slots, right? I only have 1 first level left, but I do have a couple of second level left.
Maybe save it. Just use the ropes.
Because if we cast spells, then you're going to get attacked from the spirits above.
Ah, right.
The spirits above will attack you if you try to fly overhead. If you're using this magic to jump from rock to rock, I've seen somebody do that before, though it was stepping through the mists and appearing there, and I did not see the spirits attack them.
So if somebody can, teleport over there, I think that would work then, right?
I have seen someone try to teleport all the way to the other side, and the spirits above seem to know that. And they immediately pinpoint on that person and attack them.
Oh, that would suck.
Sounds like they don't like you beating their game.
You notice she nods as you say this, Lod.
If we're having to jump, I'm not sure if ropes would help.
Certainly helps if you fall short.
Would it though? You'd end up still in the water. I guess the rest of everybody could pull you, drag you back up, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not the best jumper, so.
Well, you certainly look like the best floater.
That I am.
You want me to get us started so I can show you kind of how this works?
That sounds like a good idea.
All right, you'll notice she takes a few steps back and then she runs and she leaps as best she can. Much like she said, you notice that her jump seems to stretch further than you would expect. Instead of going in kind of an arc, she kind of moves horizontally longer and stays in the air aloft, trying to get across. She manages to do just that, landing safely on the rocks.
Oh, how'd you jump that far?
She looks back and she put her hand to her mouth and she says, "Put your legs into it."
All right.
I will go ahead and jump.
All right, athletics check here, Glory.
Oh, wait a second. Before you go, are you going to tie rope on you so then that way there you have it?
Oh, yes. Yes, I will tie the rope.
All right, so you're tying a rope around your waist just to make sure I'm following.
Yes.
Okay. And then the rest of the rope is just kind of like hanging into the water.
Let's hand the other end to somebody in case you don't make it.
I think Grim and I will try to feed it out, right? So we'll try to make sure it's throw it and have one of it tied. Maybe tied to Grim would be a good anchor.
Yeah.
All right, so most ropes are 50 feet long, so you're going to use probably about 5 feet or so, tying that around Glory's waist, making it then a good solid knot, and then you're basically letting some slack in that, and the goal here is he's going to jump, get to the other side, and someone else is going to have the other end of the rope in their hand. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Who's on the other end? Who's going to be holding the rope as Glory jumps across?
Grim.
All right, fair enough. Glory, go ahead and throw me an athletics check as you try to jump across. All right, you try jumping across here, Glory, but unfortunately you come up short. You're jumping across. You land in the water instead, close to the rocks, but not quite there. As you land there, you notice these shapes in the water very rapidly coming out to attack. Please throw me a d6 here, Glory. You suffer 1 attack before you have a chance to act. All right, as this fist from underneath the water smashes out, it hits you with a 20 as it has advantage because of your skill check here. After it slams into you, you're going to take 9 points of bludgeoning damage before you manage to quickly scurry up onto the rocks. All right, there are 2 people on the rocks. Again, she said 3 could fit. You see her looking back and open, obviously, to communication, but she's assuming somebody else is going to jump across.
And we're saying that I can't just cast magic to get over there, huh?
If you use magic to get to this rock, you're probably going to be fine. If you try to cross from where you are now all the way to the other side, the spirits will take notice.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and all of a sudden vanish in a puffy green mist, and I'm going to show up on the other side then.
All right, feel free to burn. I assume that's like a misty step.
Yeah, Misty Step. I'll burn in just a second.
All right, you find yourself appearing on the rocks overhead. You will notice she looks up quickly into the sky. There is a little bit of motion you see from these spirits. You notice as many of the heads seem to turn down and look down at the rock. All right, she said, all right, I'll try to get to the next one then to make room here, unless one of you wants to do that.
I can go ahead and do that shifting thing. I can go ahead and cast my Misty Step again.
Maybe not so soon.
Yeah, but if I'm over there and if they're mad, then I'll be by myself, and then that way you guys won't get hurt.
But we all got to go there. And if they're over there, that'll make it much harder.
Right, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it because I'm gonna Misty Step over here at them.
All right, as you do so, you notice those forms from up ahead were looking down. Those of you that are watching will notice several of them seem to vanish, reappearing next to Barnaby in an instant. Barnaby, please roll me 2d4. Barnaby, you are subject to 4 attacks from these spectral creatures as they suddenly manifest, reaching out with their hands to strike you.
Guys, I trust this much more than I trust my athletics check.
Fair enough.
All right, I believe 2 of those are going to connect against you there, Barnaby, the 22 and the 20.
Yeah, yes.
All right, that's going to be a total of 33 points of necrotic damage. And
I am I'm resistant to necrotic, just to let you due to my class. So
Okay.
Did you take damage after the short rest? Because you should, I think, be at full, right? And also have 13 temp HP.
I have 13 temp HP. I took some of my HP back. I didn't use all my hit dice.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, so that'll be 10 and 6 necrotic damage. Your max HP is also reduced by 16. After these forms strike out at you, Barnaby, you notice they seem to sift away. You notice they just kind of dematerialize, and those of you watching will notice these forms reappear in the skies.
I took 2 turns.
Delvin will look back across, anticipating somebody else is going to try to make their way.
Hey, Glory, untie the rope from you so I can tie it on me and make my jump, and then you hold on to it.
I'll do that.
And then Grim will tie the rope around his waist.
All right, so just to confirm here, Glory, you're untying it from your waist, letting it go, and then Grim is trying to reel it all in. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I'm going to hold on to the far end of the rope.
Okay, so you untie it and then just hold on to it, and then Grim is tying it on his end?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Grim's going to try. Okay, got it. All right, so Grim, go ahead and throw athletics.
This is with advantage.
Yes, Grim has no problem leaping to the rock with ease.
Well, that wasn't so bad.
He's an exceptional athlete, you know.
Hey, I need some money to go to the next rock. We can't fit any more of that meat on there.
Sullivan will look to Glory and Grim. Do one of you want to try to make the next jump, or do you want me to?
I will.
All right, she
Well,
tries
do you
to
want
make
me-
space for you.
Do you want me to go first since the rope's already tied around me?
No, I can make it. I know I
Okay.
can make it.
Glory, you leap once again, coming up just short again as you land into the water very close to the rocks. As that occurs, please roll me a d6. All right, this time you are attacked by 2 of these figures. The first one is going to try to slam you, which is going to connect for 4 points of bludgeoning damage. The second one, you're going to notice this humanoid female head comes above the waters for just a moment. As it does so, you can see it like a drowned visage on this individual. And as it looks at you, you see its lips moving very rapidly. And I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Is
Inspiration?
Is he within my aura?
Yes, he is. So what is your aura bonus again?
+4.
All right, you will succeed on that save, Glory. With a success, you're going to take 5 points of psychic damage as violence is boiling up through your body. You manage to fight off any other ill effects of that as you quickly scramble to the rocks.
And also, because you're within my aura, you have resistance to psychic, so you take half of that.
All right, I think
Very
Runak's
nice.
gonna try to jump across.
All right, athletics check there, Runok. All right, Runok, you as well, unfortunately, come up a bit shy. Throw me a d6.
No.
All right, 4 of these forms lash out at you here, Runak. All right, let's see. Runak's AC is 16, so only one of those manages to connect. That's going to be 8 bludgeoning damage, and then similarly to what just happened to Glory, I'll need a wisdom save as one is babbling towards you.
Also, I think you only did 3.
Yes, the 4th is using its ability to force the wisdom save.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Adam, if you see that I just, my green bar went up, that's because I took the damage off my temp. I didn't do that last time. So.
Okay. All right, you will succeed on this as well, Runak, suffering 4 points of psychic damage from this anger that runs through your body. You manage to then quickly get to the rocks.
Yeah.
All right, Sullivan will once again look at Runak and Grim now and say, one of us has to get to the next one.
I'll go.
All right, athletics check as you try to leap across. Once again, Grim has no problem jumping across to the rocks and landing carefully.
Grim, since you're doing so good, maybe you could go get to the other one as well.
Okay.
All right, with advantage, yeah, he makes it to the 3rd rock outcropping. You'll notice the amount of water now between where Grim is and the shore is pretty minor, pretty minimal, so he'll be able to jump to the end essentially without any additional check.
Can we do stuff a little bit out of turn order here?
Yeah.
I wanna. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of
I'll-
just there to remind folks, where everybody is, but yeah, we're not in like hard turn order.
Gotcha. All right. Then I'll. You got this. You got this, Archie. You can make this jump, and I'll bardically inspire him.
Oh, thanks. I think I'm gonna need it. All right. Stretch my legs out a bit. All right, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna use my inspiration on that.
Okay. That will be coming up short.
I'm gonna use my bardic inspiration for that.
All right, that will allow you to get to the rocks with a clean jump landing there.
Hey, plenty of
you got
room. Glory and Grim, can you guys hold that rope tight?
Oh, it's still around my waist.
Maybe some people can climb over on it.
That's probably kind of heavy since you're in that armor and everything, but who knows?
Maybe give it back to Glory, so that they can throw it to those of us that aren't good at jumping.
I can help make you better at jumping, Lod.
I might need it.
All right, I'm gonna do for it.
All right, Runak trying to jump to the 2nd rock outcropping. Go ahead and throw an athletics check. Yes, you managed to do so, landing safely on the next rock outcropping.
Hey guys, I kind of want to be last just in case I need to help anybody.
Caliban will say a few words and then give a little tap on Lod's shoulder to cast jump. Help Lod get across.
Oh, thank you. And then I guess I'll try to make the jump to the first one, and I'm going to use lucky. I got this. Earn
All right.
a lucky.
Go ahead and throw an
then-
athletics check.
Well, 19 at advantage.
Wow. Wow.
Yep, yeah, with that and with the jumping ability, you have no problem landing exactly where you aimed.
Ooh, thank you.
Okay. I think one of us has to go over there. Glory, do you want to do it or do you want me to? Because Barnaby is hanging out to help.
I'll jump.
All right, Glory, you aim up for the next one, and yep, sure enough, you manage to leap over with the uplifting winds of the river and get there safely. All right, who's next? We have to have one of us off this island.
Uh,
You.
I can try again, and I'll burn another lucky and try the jump.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. Unfortunately, here, Laud, even with the magic, somehow as you're trying to go across, you slip on the rocks or something, and you land dead set in the middle of the water between these two rock outcroppings, and you realize you are floundering here. You're gonna have to try to swim because you're not even close enough where you can touch. So, first question: which way are you trying to swim, forward or back?
If I'm dead in the center, or am I closer to one versus the other?
As far as you can tell in this dark, grimy water, it seems as though you're like almost dead between the two of them.
I would just try to get to the next one then.
All right, throw me an athletics check as you're trying to swim now against this water.
Okay, I'm gonna use another lucky then. It's my last one, and I'll do that again. And if I fail this like pretty, like noticeably, I'll burn my inspiration on it too.
Okay, that's a failure.
All right, so roll it again. God,
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm a -2 on this. I'm really bad.
So, Laud, you're finding these waters are incredibly dangerous, incredibly difficult to swim in at all. It's almost as though the water has a mind of its own and it's fighting you. So, with a failure here, I'll need you to take one level of exhaustion and roll a 1d8 to see what effect the waters have on you.
All right, 1 sec.
Okay, unfortunately, 7 is character gains another level of exhaustion. So that's going to be 2 levels of exhaustion from this effect. You're not making any headway one way or the other, and you're noticing many of these forms getting closer to you now. So here's where we'll pause, and if anybody else wants to do something, try to react or something like that at this point, you can do so.
My reaction is, uh-oh, because I forgot I still have 2 levels of exhaustion too. This is going to be really hard.
Can I cast a spell on myself?
Once we come back around to you in the pseudo round, yes, you definitely can. Assuming it's not something that has like somatic components, because I think that'd be pretty difficult as you're just barely trying to stay afloat.
Let me look.
All right, if nobody else is doing anything in particular, yeah, Selvin will step a bit closer. She notices that Laud's form is trying to get to the other side, so she hesitates and she'll look back to you, Archgale, and she'll say, "Don't jump across yet. He's trying to make it to the other one."
One thing I will do is Runak will reach out with his mind and make a connection with Laud. And do the awakened mind part.
Okay.
You're okay. You just gotta come over to us.
Going
Can
for
I
that
see Laud?
cheerleading bonus. I would say, yeah, you can see his head kind of bobbing up in the water, and as he's trying to very difficultly move forward.
I would like to cast Sanctuary on him.
Okay.
And then I'll call out to him and say, "It's okay, calm down." I'll do the speaking part of casting the spell, and I'll say, "You're okay. You can't be hurt now."
All right, is there anybody else that wants to do anything interacting with the Lod situation before we get back to Lod's turn?
I'm going to ask Runok to move over a little bit, and I'm going to take his spot if he moves. That's about all I got, but I wanted to get my aura a little bit closer just in case he falls into my aura.
All right, fair enough. We will assume we're back across to Lod then. Lod, what spell is it that you're trying to cast?
Well, I wanted to cast Polymorph on myself, but that has somatic components. I was going to turn into a giant octopus so I could just swim across.
Yeah, I would say you're barely keeping your head above water. If you tried to do that, you'd go under the water pretty quickly and be at risk of drowning. And casting underwater is pretty difficult. So yeah, I would say not on that and the somatic.
Okay, I don't think I have anything that I can cast that doesn't have somatic other than like Healing Word, and I haven't taken damage yet, so
all right, so
none
at
of that's
the
really gonna-
start of your turn then, throw me a d6. All right, one of these creatures is going to attempt to attack you. You are currently sanctuaried, so it's going to make a wisdom save. All right, it gets close up to you, but it doesn't strike out. All right, what would you like to try to do here, Lod?
Continue to try to swim across, I guess.
All right, go ahead and throw me an athletics check once again.
All right. I guess I'm trying to. I mean, I'm in the center, so it really doesn't matter, right? So I guess I'm just trying to go forward, but
Unfortunately, you're not making much headway here, Lod. You're finding it very difficult to move at all. That's going to be another level of exhaustion and another D8 on the river effects.
I can't give him an inspiration, can I? Can I burn one of mine to give to him?
Sure.
So I'm gonna burn. Yeah, I'll burn inspiration for you, so you don't get another exhaustion.
well, I would have to roll it again, right? So it's just to try it again, or
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, I'm probably gonna fail that anyway. I don't know if
You got this. No, I believe you got this.
All right.
How bad can your rolls be, Carl?
I'm a -5 on this now, so
I know.
Yeah,
I know,
unfortunately, that is not going to help. Yeah, so still the same effects, unfortunately. So that is the one level of exhaustion and then the D8 for the river effects.
I'm gonna need help, guys.
All right, with this, please roll a D6. You lose 5 spell slots worth of spells. Your choice of how you deduct those. Obviously, if you have level 1, that's 1. If you do a 3, that'd be 3. Just 5 levels of spells are wiped from your memory.
I'll do two 1s and a 3, I guess.
Okay, all right. Anybody else doing anything in this scenario to try to help Lod?
I'll jump back to the previous rock.
Okay, athletics check there, Glory. You managed to do so.
Now he should be between me and the next rock. Is that right?
He is, yes.
Can I jump in after him?
Yeah, we could assume like you did a jump and then dash jump, but you wouldn't have any additional movement. You'd just be landing in the water with him. Is that what your goal is?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we will assume you leap in, you get real close to him with the waters and kind of guiding your jump as best you can, and you plop in the waters next to him. Okay, anybody else trying to do anything at this moment?
Runok, go ahead and jump over to where Grim is, so that way there, if Glory can bring, Lot over here, that's enough space for us all.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm going to expend 1 second wind to do tactical mind.
all right, so no HP, but you get to roll the D10 and add to that. Okay. 16's enough. Yes, you leap across
Nice.
and get to the other rock. All right, anybody else doing anything for Lot or Glory in the middle there? All All right, we'll get back around, Laud or Glory. I'll let either one of you decide who wants to act first.
I will rage.
All right, so you're acting.
Grab.
But hang on. So you're choosing to act first. So at the beginning of your turn, let's start with a D6 as these forms are around you. All right, this time 5 of them attempt to attack you. Three of them are going to hit. That's going to be 19 points of bludgeoning damage. Like before, you're going to notice one of them pokes its head above the water, babbles at you, and I'll need a wisdom saving throw here, Glory.
+4.
Yes, you managed to succeed on that, so you will suffer 6 points of psychic, which would be 3 because of Barnaby's aura. All right, now you can go ahead and start your turn. So you said you're raging and what now?
And I'm going to grab Laud.
Okay, so you rage the bonus action. You action grapple him. Okay.
And I swim to the stone that he was going to towards the other side of the shore.
Towards Barnaby. Okay, so you're swimming now essentially with one hand as your other hand is holding Laud above water. Go ahead and throw me an athletics check as you try to get to the next stone. Yes, you manage to do so. You pull Laud here over to the next rock.
Oh, thank you. Oh, God.
Do I need to move for them now?
Yeah, let's get over to the other side.
All right, Runak, much like Grim, you notice the next jump's a pretty short one. You leap across, you and Grim, and you guys are both safely on the other shore.
Caliban's a little nervous about this, but he is going to take a run and try to make it to the first rock.
Okay. Yes, no problem, Caliban, as you land on the first rock outcropping. All right, Sullivan will look over to the next rock and say, all right, if you guys are all right, we got to push you to get to the next one.
I've got an idea, but Glory, I think you're going to have to go first, and I'm going to put Laud on my horse. But Laud, here's the problem. My horse will be able to teleport you over there, but you may get attacked from those spirits who hate it when people teleport.
I think that's better than me drowning.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He's nice. He's a nice horse anyway. His name is Silverhoof, but I can't have him join us and while you're here. Glory.
Yeah.
Great. I'm not there. Sorry, I'm on the bank.
All right, so it sounds like Barnaby's trying to get Glory to jump to the next rock. Glory, is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
All right, athletics check there, Glory. Yeah, no problem. You leap over to the next rock with ease.
I guess I would just extend rage.
Yep, I'm going to assume you're kind of just doing that until this encounter ends.
Okay.
All right. Now, Barnaby, as you summon this large creature on the rocks, if you remember, there was only space for 3 mediums. So now you got a large and 2 mediums, which is too much. So, Barnaby and...
I'm small, if that matters at all.
Unfortunately, it doesn't for this. Barnaby and Laud, both of you guys go ahead and give me an acrobatics check here.
I thought it was a good idea.
All right, so as this large beast suddenly appears, Laud, you are pushed back. You're not swimming, but you are in the water. As you touch the water, go ahead and throw me a D4, please. All right, you'll notice one of these shapes just happens to be close enough to lash out at you as your, say, knees are up to water at this point.
Do I still have Sanctuary on me?
That's like what is that, a minute duration?
I think let me double check.
I'll throw the save just to see if it matters. Yeah, if it's a minute, it should be all right.
It does not appear to say.
All right.
Duration 1 minute. There you go.
1 minute. Okay. Yep. So you should be fine then. So yes, the form tries to attack you here, Laud, but it is dissuaded from doing so and does not attack.
All right. Can I get back out of the water?
There's not enough space for all of you to fit at the moment. If you're trying to do something like quickly, let me know what it is, and we'll kind of figure out how that's going to work.
I guess I was just trying to like climb up and climb on top of the stag.
So you're trying to mount the beast then.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that's reasonable, Barnaby. As long as you're not trying to like stop that from happening or anything, then Laud will assume manages to grasp onto the steed, assuming the steed is okay with Laud doing so. And then what is it you're trying to do next, Barnaby?
So, just as a reminder, Adam, he is a Fey steed, based on the, so he can teleport really up to 60 feet. So that's what he's going to do.
All right, and where is he teleporting to?
Well, he's going to ask Glory to jump over first because I don't want the same thing happening again. Glory, you may need to jump over so that way there my steed can get over there. I mean, my reindeer. Yeah, but you don't need to roll for that. So.
Yep, if you're just jumping the last bit there, Glory, it's so close you can just make your way over there.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to ask Silverhoof to bring him over to safety over to those rocks over there. Thank you.
All right, so it's using its Fey step ability once per long rest.
Yes.
Let's see here. Okay, yeah, it says along with its rider, so that will work. So it takes Glory to the other side. It's a little bit of a tight fit, but no risk there. Now that it's just one large and one medium, it's fitting okay.
This is way better.
Yeah, and he's just going to go ahead and bring his new friend over to the rest of the group.
All right, fair enough. Yep, no, not very difficult for the steed to get across either, so he managed to get over there.
All right.
Okay.
I'm just going to put him up here for right now, Adam, just in case, I use him for anything else. So he can't teleport anymore, but, since I summoned him, I'll just keep him up.
Is
Sure.
he good for jumping?
I got to look that up. That's what I was doing. I don't know.
Okay, Caliban.
I was gonna say, yeah, until things went horribly wrong, it seemed like casting jump on Laud made things easier. I can do it again and help you across, Archgale.
Well, it sounds like you need it more than I do, but regardless, let's tie a rope to each other.
Well, if I cast it again, I can do it on two people, so that way we both have it. It might make it easier for both of us.
Sure, but still, let's tie a rope on each other.
If you have one, I don't have one.
You don't have one? I don't have one. Well,
yeah, so I'm going to upcast jump using a second level slot, which allows me to just cast it on a second person. So I'll cast it on myself and Archgale.
Okay.
Whoever thought jump was going to be a good spell, I mean, it's wonderful.
In 2024, it's pretty good, just baseline, I
Yeah.
would say.
All right, and then I'll run before that wears off. I'm going to try and make it to the end because it's only a minute, so we're going to make run for it. So I'll go for the first one.
All right, athletic check. All right, go ahead and post it again. So how I'm ruling the jump spell here is I'm giving you advantage on the jump because you would be able to jump further than normal. So go ahead and just post that again.
Yep, I'll roll it next time as advantage. Ooh.
All right, unfortunately, Caliban. Yeah, is
Can I
something else
use
you're doing?
my? Yeah, can I use my heroic inspiration to reroll that a third time?
You sure can, yeah.
Would that be at inspiration or advantage?
No,
Or
it'd just
regular?
be one more time.
Just one more time. Okay. And then I try to do. Oh my god, everything to get across. I'm gonna pull the same trick as the second wind to the tactical shift.
Okay, throw a d10.
Yeah, burn one of those off. See if I can use all the tricks here.
All right.
17.
Yes, you do. You do manage to leap over to the next set of rock.
Easy. Well, I'll do it again.
I used 15 resources, but yeah.
I used all my resources. I don't think I got anything left, but hopefully this goes better the second time here, right? Put an advantage because I still have jump, and oh my god.
Unfortunately, you're going to come up short. Are you doing anything else before I keep going?
I do have another one of those tactical shifts, my last one, which I could try.
Is that what you'd like to use? If so, go ahead and post that, burn it, roll your T10.
Okay, there's the last one.
All right, that is enough to get you to that island, and then with a little last bit of a jump, you get across to the other side without issue.
Easy peasy.
Well, I guess it's my turn.
All right, Archie.
You look good doing it.
All right. I've been dreading this.
How far
Oh,
away
no.
is he from me? Is he within 60 feet? If
No.
so, I would like to. Okay.
All right, so unfortunately, even with advantage, that's not going to be far enough. So is there anything else you're doing on the die roll?
Is there anything else I can do? That would be a no.
All right, so based on that roll, you get close to the rocks, but not quite far enough to be out of harm's way. So as you land there, please roll me a d6. All right, and
Ooh, nice.
one of these creatures is going to try to pummel you. It is going to manage to pound you in the back for 6 points of damage. And then you manage to scramble the last bit to the rocks. All right, Sullivan is now going to try to do the same to join you guys over there on the second rock outcropping. She is going to come up quite short, landing in the middle. You're going to notice that she will then attempt to swim to get closer. And she manages to do so, but she is attacked several times. And she's hit twice of those attacks. All right, so she's pummeled a bit before she manages to pull herself to shore. Or to the rocks, I should say. All right, and you're going to notice she kind of grimaces a bit as she pulls herself up. All right, well, one of you next.
Let me go.
Are they within 60 feet now?
Yes.
All right, I will bardically inspire whoever is going next. It sounds like Archgill. You got this.
Yeah, give it to Archie.
All right, so you still have the effects of jump on you, so you leap over without issue to the third rock cropping, and you can make the last bit to the other side. All right,
Can
Sullivan
I
will look to
wait
you.
there to make sure everyone gets across safely?
Sure, yeah, you can do that if you wish.
Yes.
Sullivan will look to you, Barnaby, and she'll say, "You or me next."
I'll go next, young lady. But that way, there, if I get over there, I can help you if we have another tumble. I'm gonna go ahead, Adam, and cast Blade Ward on myself.
You got this, Barnaby.
Thank you. And here it is, guys. I'm going to do an athletics check because they are so cool.
Okay,
All right.
Barnaby, you're going to come up very short.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay, go ahead and reroll.
Because we all know a second roll is going to do so much gooder. And then I'm going to use my bardic inspiration because, well, there's a chance.
It might get you close enough.
Is it a 1d8?
Yep.
So a 12 means you are not swimming, but you are still in the water. Go ahead and throw me a d6 there, Barnaby. All right, you're attacked once, which will miss, and then I need a wisdom saving throw.
And that's actually 17, Adam, because
All right.
it doesn't show up on the...
That will be a success then. You'll take 6, half down to 3 psychic damage before you manage to pull yourself to the rocks. All right, Sullivan pretty quickly is going to leap forward, trying to get to the other side. And she comes up just short, very, very close, where she suffers a couple of attacks, which both connect. And then she managed to pull herself up, and with that, you guys are close enough that you can leap across to the other side safely, and you have passed the River Leith.
Hey, Adam, this is, and Noah will remember, this is almost as bad as climbing a
The
fallen
down
log.
tree. Yeah,
Down tree.
I remember. All right, so you guys are back on the Shadow Road proper, across the river, and continuing on the way. Sullivan will look at you all and say, does anybody want a quick breather?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we should.
She nods, and you can see that she looks like she would like one as well.
Adam, I'm going to keep Silverhoof up, just
Okay.
because he's already called, so...
All right, so you guys kind of hang out here on the Shadow Road, just a little bit on the outskirts, watching the strangeness, this mist. You hear this creaking sound of some trees off in the distance moving, and you hear the sound of something strange off in the distance. It almost sounds like very violent blasts of air of some kind, but it doesn't look like Sullivan looks too concerned. So as you guys look and you listen, you are able to complete a short rest after a period of time.
And what's the roll to shake off a level of exhaustion?
It is a DC 10 Constitution save. You can only do once per short rest.
Okay. So that should pass. So down to 2. Hey guys, we've got a potion of greater restoration. Can I? Or I think it's a scroll actually. Check. It's in the bag of holding. Let me check. Oh, no, that's lesser. Never mind.
You know, if you became like me, Lon, you could just eat some meat.
Yeah, I'll use my feature to do inspiring leader and musician. So it's 3 people for inspiring or musician. So I'm going to give it to myself, and then I know Archgale used his, and who else used their inspiration?
I think like everybody.
Yeah, everybody, yeah.
Okay.
We have inspiration still.
Give it to whoever has the most exhaustion.
That's probably Caliban, I think, right? You're at 2 levels of exhaustion.
I just passed it, so I still have 1.
Anybody at 2, or is... I'll give it to Caliban anyway, because I think he might have the most exhaustion.
Thank you.
All right, with your short rest complete, Sullivan looks back and says, are we ready to continue?
Also, it's 13 temp HP to anybody that needs it. I didn't take any, so that means everybody else can get it.
That's 13, you said?
Thanks.
That's very helpful. Thank you.
Yes. You'd make a great ghoul. Just think about it.
I don't want to be dead.
All right, you guys continue moving on after this little bit of a rest and relaxation. After you travel for a bit longer, you can not see, but you can more or less feel that night is coming upon you once again. And Sullivan's looking towards you and says it's probably about time for you all to rest.
That sounds like a good idea. Hut, hut. Start conjuring the hut.
Will you be joining us inside this time, Selwyn?
I feel more comfortable outside. I don't like being inside magical effects.
Now, shouldn't she be inside when it's cast, so she can freely move?
Yeah, how about that? That way, if trouble comes, you can just dive in.
Okay, I suppose that's a good compromise.
And I can ask Silverhoof to just stay outside, obviously, because he may not want to be inside anyway. But he can help with guarding the hut.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea for horses to not be inside, or
He's
elephants
a
or
stag.
whatever he is. Stag.
He's not an elephant. No, we're gonna educate you soon. He's a faithful steed. He even says so at level 5.
It's certainly a heavy creature.
No, Runok. There's no eating food.
Yeah, I already posted that up above. I introduced him and told Runok not for eating.
Yes, yes. It's just he's very healthy looking and strong.
Yeah, but he's a fey creature. If you eat him, he disappears,
Mm. Mm.
and you get no substance for him.
Empty calories.
So I'm presuming that while he is a Fey, that's an option you chose, right, Fey?
Yeah, I'm going to keep him always as fey, Adam, just because it goes with my character. It doesn't make sense for me to pick the other options.
Okay, so while he's a Fey, I don't see anything in the stat block that says like he doesn't have to sleep. So I would assume he still needs to sleep to be like fully recovered.
Yeah, I don't really know. To be honest, it doesn't really give a lot. So I think that's up to DM discretion.
Yeah, I that's a very powerful thing. Or if it could say like you're always alert, like that would be a feature, I would think. And because I don't see that, I'm going to assume he does need to sleep. So yeah, he can be outside the hut, but he won't be aware the entire time.
Fair enough.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, so you start the conjuring of the hut while Sullivan and the rest of the team is close by. It springs into existence, and then she quickly steps through it, like touches it carefully, sees that she can go through back and forth, and she stays on the outside, just kind of patrolling around the edge, glancing occasionally towards the stag here, and seemingly keeping watch. Is there anything anybody's doing inside the hut during this time other than just trying to rest and relax?
I'll take first watch.
Yeah, I guess I can't do this. I would try to. I would probably know, but actually try to cast light on myself to see if it will work and just have it there. Or I guess I probably had light on me the whole time, right? Because it's dark out here.
I presume, but light only lasts 1 hour, I think it is. And then once it ends, I think we learned last time that you can't cast any spells inside the hut that are 3 or lower, right?
Yeah, that's what it says. So I would, just see if that even works. But I can make the light inside of it dim.
Right.
So I'll do that.
Right. So you won't be able to see outside of the hut then, right? Like the other team that has dark vision can. You won't be able to see outside the hut, but it's, comfortable and you can see inside the hut.
Yep.
All right. So you guys have assigned watches. You discuss that. You set them all up, that sort of deal. This night passes by, however, uneventfully so, with no interruptions. Does not qualify as a long rest, unfortunately, again, due to the effects of the shadow road here. However, as you guys are waking up in the morning, I will need everybody to throw a charisma saving throw due to the amount of time you've been here in the shadow world.
And as a reminder, it's +4 for everybody. And Adam, because I'm a gnome, I have advantage on that.
Okay.
We don't get the effects of a long rest, but do we get the effects of a short rest? Is there a chance I can try to roll to lower level of exhaustion?
So essentially, once you wake up in the morning, you can take a short rest at that point. It'd just be another hour here, but because you're sleeping as part of the long rest, I'm not going to include that as a short rest.
Okay.
Okay. So based on that +4 and advantage, I'm seeing Caliban failed, and everybody else looks to have passed.
I didn't add the 4 to mine, though. That does not have the 4.
Right. So you have a 13, which is going to be a failure.
Okay.
Okay. So with that failure, you're starting to notice that you're not as happy here, Caliban. There's something about this land, this darkness, that seems to be almost pervading your very soul. I will send you the effects that you are able to recognize so far.
That tracks. He's almost died several times and nearly fell in the river, so he's not having the best trip through the Shadow Fae.
All right, as I'm sending this here to Caliban, is there anything else anybody wants to do before you continue on your way?
If we can, I would like to short rest before to try to lower level exhaustion, and then I can give inspiration to 3 more people.
Yeah, I mean, we have a while on the road, right?
I think so. Plus, also, Caliban's a little tired. Might help him too.
Selvin, who could be powerful enough to put the road and change the road and put dangers in our way?
Not many people, only a few really come to mind, one in particular. Have you heard of the Moonlight King before?
Well, yes, weren't those soldier ladies? Weren't they servants of his of some kind?
Yes, I believe perhaps they were. He is one such individual that could do so.
But we don't have. Does anyone have any problem with this king? We're not gonna look around at everybody else.
I don't think so.
Well, unless he
Who's
is
this
allied with the Empire, I don't see why he would have a problem with us.
Who is this king?
The Moonlight King?
I don't think I have anything in my notes about that.
Sometimes he's called the Moonlit King. It depends on who you speak to.
So
I
why
mean,
would
my sword has moonlight, but I don't think he'd have problem with me having it, right?
what quarrel would he have with us?
Or maybe he just heard that we're on a mission, or some of his. I probably had some evil worshippers.
Maybe he's mad that you didn't give that lady a kiss.
I did.
Me too.
She chose not to kiss me. She knew I am not warm like you.
All right, you guys chat for a bit. An hour passes by. You can take a short rest. Oh, and sorry, didn't want to mislead you here, Laud, but the save for exhaustion and a short rest to remove that's from exhaustion that is given to you by falling to 0 HP. You took exhaustion from the river, which unfortunately is different kind of exhaustion, which can't come off from a short rest save. So do you remember how many levels you had from the river?
I was at 3 from the river, so I mean, I wouldn't have suggested to do this short rest otherwise. It's the only reason I was trying to do this.
Yep, so we can assume you guys didn't take a short rest. That's fine. Did you have any levels from falling to 0?
No, I
Okay.
took all 3 of them from the river.
Okay, so unfortunately, yeah, so that save is only when you fall to 0 from a wounds that it allows you to sort of recover from that. The river exhaustion is like true or permanent exhaustion, you could say, that only comes off from a long rest.
Okay, then I'm well, so the one short rest that we took earlier that gave inspiration to people, so I guess we still would have taken that one, but this one I would say we just don't take them. And,
Okay. Yep, that works.
I'll stay with the 1 then.
All right, so then with that
Okay.
in mind, assuming once the hut came down, you guys were rested, at least mentally, and ready to continue on your way. And sure enough, Sullivan will make her way down the road with you guys following behind. You guys travel for a while here. It's hard to say how long, maybe a handful of hours, 4 or 5 hours, something along those lines. You're seeing a lot of the same kind of scenery here. Is there anybody else in the team that currently would benefit from a short rest, just as I try to fast forward a little bit of time here?
Yeah, I could knock into the level of my exhaustion if we do have a short rest.
All right, feel free to do that. Go ahead and throw a saving throw to see if you shake that off from dropping to 0 HP, because I'm going to advance a little bit of time to get us to like the next kind of plot point here. All right.
Of course, I made the one that we retconned and missed the one that we actually did.
No worries. I have a feeling you'll get a chance here.
Okay, unless I get Barnaby's bonus. I'm not sure if that adds on.
No, I'm going to say not on that. So you're going to pass by 3 additional days of uneventful travel. During that time, you technically could take, probably 6 short rests. So, you can roll it if you want or just take it off. I'm sure you're going to pass at least one of those. So you continue traveling along the road. Again, you're on the shadow roads here, making your way to Seawall. This is a long journey, and you're continuing to make progress. After like 3.5 days of travel, you find yourself getting to a spot of the shadow road, which looks wooded once again. You've seen this sort of before. The darkness seems to permeate this area. You notice, however, that there is a light that seems to be coming off of a tree. It's a very dim light, and you notice Sullivan pauses for a moment, and she says, I think we're about halfway there.
Hey, Adam, I have a question, Adam. The max HP that I lost due to whatever attack I had, I've just kind of assumed that I still have that. Would that be accurate?
Yes, that only comes back on a long rest or a greater restoration.
Fair enough. Thanks.
Also, like you said, it was 3 days, so we would be able to get several short rests during that time.
Yes.
If that's the case, then everybody should have inspiration, because I just would continue to use that musician feat until everybody has it.
Yep,
and also,
fair
everybody
enough.
should have 13 temp HP as well for the same reasons.
All right. Does that include Selvin?
Yep. I mean, because I can give that around, and temp HP doesn't go away until it gets used. So.
All right,
Hey, your
I'm
inspiration
adding that
as
to
well.
her as well.
I think it goes away on a long rest, but technically we're not getting long rest, right? So.
Correct.
Yeah. So everybody would have those. And she would also have inspiration, because I would be able to dole that out, because I can give it 3 per short rest. So.
All right, in
give
case
Grandma
I forget, I'm going to put a yellow dot on her. That's going to represent she has inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah, so everybody should have inspiration and the 13 HP based on the passage of time is what I just heard. She mentions that you're about halfway to Seawall at this point, and you notice she kind of approaches the light hanging off of this tree and seems to examine it shortly. I'm going to go ahead and move you guys to a different map.
Is this kind of like a road sign or something?
She'll turn and look at you and she said, I don't recall there being much in the way of signage on the shadow roads, but these lights they do exist here and there. People have speculated as to what exactly they are, but they're not dangerous and they only give off a small amount of light. They sometimes guide the way to lost travelers.
And do you know we're halfway there based on that, or some
Yes.
other landmark?
No, based on these lights, this area is about halfway between where we left and Seawall.
Man, guys, I don't know if we're gonna make it. I've got to get out of this darkness. It's eating at me.
Yeah, I don't
Oh.
like it either. But if we're halfway, we might as well keep going the rest of the way, right?
Just worry about the Archduke. I wonder how much pain he's suffered so far.
Well, since we're halfway there, the quickest way to get out of here is really just keep moving forward. That's what we're going to do. So, yep, I get it. This place really is not good. I don't see any apples or anything.
All right, and with that in mind, Selvin will continue down the path.
Adam, I'm going to assume that as long as the path is good, that I'm riding a giant elk right now.
All right,
Yeah,
and I haven't got much experience with that. When you summon that, is that just permanent until it goes away?
Yep. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Okay, yep, she will continue. You notice she glances towards the statue that's on the north side of the path, but doesn't pay it too much mind as she continues on the way.
Barnaby, walking's kind of difficult for me right now. Do you think the stag would mind if I ride him?
Oh yeah, go ahead. You can get on them, but just
Jump
move.
on.
Yeah, you can. Yay!
Yeah, I've got 15 feet of movement, so I figure riding it would be better for me.
All right, as we
Yeah.
continue moving down the shadow road, you notice there's this area of light once again as Sullivan pauses here and sort of looks to the north. Then suddenly you hear this sort of rush of wind, kind of what you heard before. And I'm going to go ahead and put us into initiative order. Does the steed...
Would I have?
Hang on one sec. Does the steed have his own initiative?
Let me take a look at that real quick.
What was your question there, Lod?
Would I have been able to get on top of him before the combat or initiative, or no?
Yeah, that's fine. Let me go ahead and put you there.
It acts immediately after mine.
Okay, so he doesn't have his own turn. Let me just remove his turn then. All right, anybody else that has to do initiative type stuff, please go ahead and do that.
Adam, I'm just
Barnaby, you wanna
assuming I
switch?
would have been right next to Silverhoof.
Okay,
It's just me was trying to move 2 tokens, you know.
sure. Okay, are we all good with initiative? Is there any other initiative stuff that has to be done?
Barnaby, do you want to switch?
No, that's okay. I mean, we're both losers since we're not even double digits, so it doesn't really matter.
All right, so with that, we are set on initiative. So, Glory, your first act, what you notice is this wispy sort of form emerges from the north. It appears visible just barely to you, but you act quickest. I'm going to unlock tokens. Feel free to do what you like.
North, is that to the top of the map?
Yes, to the straight up. Yep.
I'm going to rage. Actually, I'm going to stay right there, and I'm going to dodge.
All right, that wispy form is going to make its way down to where Grim is. And as it does so, it's going to reach out and try to touch him.
What the heck? What are you doing?
I guess Adam too. We were, for all of it was applicable for Grim as well. We were all probably not we're marching, so we probably were not marching with shields, right?
That's what I would presume, because carrying a shield is pretty tiring. So it is going to, at first attack, it is going to connect. That will hit into Grim, and that is going to deal 34 points of necrotic damage to Grim. And then I'll need Grim to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
All right, Grim will succeed on that save, suffer no additional ill effects. You're going to notice then, as this form seems to vanish just for a second, it reappears about 10 feet away, and then it continues moving into the brush of the forest. All right, Selvin is up next. I'm going to go ahead and change our music here. All right, and she is going to shout out, "Death Wisp, hit and run, be prepared." And she's going to ready in action to attack if it gets close to her. Grim, your turn.
Okay, action Dawn Shield. And then he is going to, let's think here. Let's go ahead and move him right here. And he's going to ready in action. If he sees the creature, he's going to attack. Oh, I guess he can't because he already used his action. So he ends his turn.
All right, so shield equipped. He ends his turn there. Okay, next up is Laud.
I will ready an action to cast Vicious Mockery on any of those creatures that I see, and then bonus action, I will Bardically Inspire Barnaby. Barnaby, you got this! And that'll be my turn.
All right, before Caliban's turn, Barnaby, you're going to notice as one of these wisps emerges to your south. As it does so, it's going to move up next to you and reach out, trying to attack you.
So would that trigger the Bardic or the Vicious Mockery?
Assuming you can see him, yes.
And then would that go before the attack? Because
Yes.
all right, well, I guess it matters. So if it fails the save, then it also gets disadvantage on that attack. I mean, it probably wouldn't matter in that case, but
It is going to succeed that save. It is not affected. 22 to hit on Barnaby. That's going to connect. That's going to be 41 points of damage, Barnaby, and I'll need a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, it'll be down to 20.
Okay.
You need a Constitution save, and so I'm going to roll this, and it's +4.
All right, you succeed on the save, suffering no additional ill effects. Let me just check movement real quick. Okay, yep, that one is actually going to stay there. Also, before Caliban's turn, another wisp is going to emerge. As he comes through the tree line, he's going to make his way to here, and he's going to attack Runok. Critically hitting Runok, which turns into a regular hit of 22, which still connects. Runok, are you also resistant to necrotic?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be 18 points of necrotic and a con save. Okay, that is going to be a failure. And with that failure, your max HP is going to be reduced by 18. All right, then you're going to notice he wisps away and appears there, and then it's going to move to there. And then Caliban, it is your turn.
Adam, I have a quick question. So I got temporary HP taken away by that? and then I took additional damage. If I reduce my HP max, I'll lose more HP. Is that what I should do?
Yes, that is intentional.
That makes for a big hit. You're good, Noah?
Yep.
Nope. Calban's gonna. Can he squeeze between the buck? I'm basically checking the spot right here. Can I squeeze past the stag and this tree?
I'd call that difficult terrain because you're going to have to like hug the rock wall there to get past them. But yeah, you could with difficult terrain.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That'd be 5, and then this would be 15 to there. So still lots of movement.
Call
I'm
that
gonna
20
try
to get to there, but yep.
20, sure, yeah. I'm gonna true strike the wisp that attacked Barnaby.
Okay. All right, yes, the blade strikes true against this ephemeral creature.
5 radiant.
That is going to wound it.
And then
More importantly, you just need to write that down that you did hit with True Strike today on this session.
right after how many misses last time? Exactly. All right, and then just a regular. Oh no!
That one will miss, unfortunately.
I need to
Now,
do-
no, that's your
that's not
second
control,
attack,
right?
so no worries.
Second
Now,
attack.
are we sure your true strike damage is correct? Are you doing just the 1d10 plus 3? Isn't there an additional die at this level?
There should be, yeah. So it's a secondary effect that's an additional radiant damage.
Oh, you know what? I put it on my sheet and never actually did. So that is.
Yeah, mine made it 2 different like damage types. So mine's a
Yeah, it did.
1d8 plus 5, and then a follow-on 1d6. You should have a follow-on 1d6 to that.
Right, yep. So
Oh,
roll another
oh.
d6, and we'll take that much additional damage off.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, every little bit helps, right?
As a guy who typically leaves creatures with 1 hit point, that tracks. Okay, and I will end my turn there.
Okay, Archgale.
Okay. I assume that you can't really run through the brush here.
What are you asking is brush? Because part of it's brush, and then part of it is literally like a rock side.
Okay, I guess the part that is
Yeah, if
west
you
of
notice
me?
this, yeah, this here is a rock, and then it goes up in elevation. So yeah, you would not be able to go through here without climbing, and it'd be a little bit of a difficult climb. Not impossible, but just difficult. Or you go around here. Here is like brush. You could push through this kind of brush.
Gotcha. All right. Oh, and I don't even know what they are, but you know what? They look undead enough. So let's take a look here. I just need to check my range. 3 feet, okay. 5, 10, 15. Let me choose some measurements. That's good enough for me. We're going to see if this works. I'm going to channel divinity turn undead.
All right, wisdom saving throw. Everything within 30 feet, so that's going to affect 2 of them. Neither are affected.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I will, let's see, bonus action? Yeah. I'll cast Sanctuary on myself.
All right.
And end my turn.
Okay, Runak.
Okay. Bonus action, Runak is going to summon his greatsword to his hand,
All right.
and that does the light 15-15.
Yes, as a quick FYI here, Runuk, I've built a macro for you. You'll find it over in the macro section. It's called Light Moonlight Blade and then Light Snuff Moonlight Blade. So when you draw that, please use that macro to turn the light on or off as you draw or sheath the blade.
All right. And then as his action, he's going to cast Mirror Image on himself.
All right, go ahead and post that. Okay, those mirror images up here.
There he goes. What do we do? Do we just get out of here? I'll move to here. That'll be the end of my turn.
All right, Barnaby.
All right, Adam, I'm going to go first move here. So then that way there I have the flank. I'm going to strike out with my my rapier.
That will miss as your rapier punctures through and it creates a little hole in itself to not be struck. Second one will connect, however.
That doesn't look right for some reason. The damage. Hold on. I'm going to push the one that says damage. It just looks a little different than what I'm used to seeing for some reason, I think. And you can do whatever you want with that. I just didn't see. I don't know if that looks different to you.
The first one didn't roll the d6, so I'll take that extra d6 that you rolled and add it to your 8 for an 11.
All right, perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and going to move down here, and then giving my steed advantage there. I mean, flank on that one there. And Adam, this attack here, I don't know what it's going to show up on, but it gets my spell modifier, so we'll see what it does, but it's a +4 in case it matters. It's just weird the way that it's set up here on this sheet here.
They're usually designed where you have to edit them and put a little work into them to get them set up properly.
So that would be a +4, then another +2 for that.
So it's saying you're adding 7. Are you saying you're adding another 4 on top of the 7?
Oh no, maybe it calculated that because I get. It says here on this. My apologies. It says attack bonus is the spell modifier, so he has a +4 for his strength, and then I have a +4, so +8. So I don't know why it's coming up with 7.
Yeah, I don't think it works that way. Hang on one second.
It probably doesn't add. It's probably replacement, right?
Well,
That's what I
it
would
just says
assume.
it. Yeah, I mean, I have a strength +4 for this steed, right? And then it comes. It says plus the spellcaster's modifier. I don't know if it has a proficiency bonus. It does say its proficiency bonus is mine, but.
So it says melee attack bonus equals your spell attack modifier. So what is your spell attack modifier?
4.
So it only adds 4. So
right, plus I was saying plus the 2 for the
flank, so that'd be 6 instead of 7. So that would be a 10 instead of an 11, and that will miss.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay.
Right.
Perfect.
So that first roll was a 4, right? And then you're adding 6 for a 10 as a miss.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's just the way it's all. I'm just trying to figure out the sheet itself. Thanks.
All right. So I'll just quickly edit the attack to change it to a +6, just so in the future you're all set.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. We're back to the top of the next round with Glory.
All right, I move right here and I look at Sylvan and which way? And I will again extend range and dodge.
She quickly points to the west. All right, on this one's turn, he's going to slip out through the trees, get up next to Runok here, and attack. That is going to miss. You're going to then notice he flickers
Nice.
away to here and to here.
So that's like not opportunity attack available.
Correct. When he flickers, that first bit of movement isn't counted as movement, correct? All right. Selvin is going to move up to here and then ready in action. Grip.
He's gonna say, we're separated. We need to group up. And he's gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Let me see if orcs move faster for some reason.
I think it's just 30 unless he uses his ability that lets him
Oh,
go
it's
again.
his ability. Oh, okay.
Adrenaline rush.
Okay, and then he's going to, let's think of the one word I'm looking for. Dash. Action dash. So 5, 10, 15, 20. I think I could have did that better, but whatever. 25, 30.
All right, we'll assume he steps around that statue a little bit better than you actually did,
Oh.
but good enough. No worries.
I was gonna say this map's a bit hard to see.
Yeah,
All right.
that's intentional with the smoke and all that kind of effect, but yeah.
You know what? It would be totally out of character for Grim to just run into a statue.
Plow through it, yeah.
Could
All
be
right,
a gargoyle.
And then I'm going to action surge
All right.
and attack with my Morning Star.
Yes, that will connect.
All right, and then shield. Wait, the shield bash. Yeah, shield bash.
The shield goes through the creature, having no effect.
He ends his turn.
He does get a second attack, though.
Oh wait, does he? Oh, okay, thank you.
Yep,
just-
that'll hit as well. All right, taking that additional damage off.
And sap or something, right?
Yep, I got the down red arrow for the sap.
Awesome.
Okay, Laud.
Thank you.
For mounted combatant rules, am I considered within 5 feet? Because like my token is not of this creature, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Because
so
the
you're
mount.
considered to be like in the center of the mount.
Okay, so I'm within 5 feet of that creature, so like a range
Yes.
attack would be advantage. All right, then I will
Correct.
cast Vicious Mockery at this guy.
He is not affected.
All right, that's pretty much all I've got here. I will end my turn.
Alrighty, this one's turn. He's going to flicker and appear here.
I'm sorry, on a failed save. I can't remember on Vicious Mockery. Does he still take half, or am I thinking of a different spell?
Just
Yeah, maybe a different
They've
spell.
got they have to fail the save to have any effect at all.
Sounds good. Yep, thanks.
All right, he's going to flicker to there and then attack you, Barnaby. That is going to miss, and he is going to remain there. Actually, you're going to take 5 points of damage, cut down to 2, Barnaby, for he has graze. All righty, this one's turn. He's going to attack a Grim at disadvantage, which is going to miss. That will end the sap. He is then going to flicker. All right, Caliban.
I guess they are diving around. I get lured out 2 away. Yeah. Calvin's gonna move out here with Barnaby and just strike at the one that just moved away from us again.
All right. Yeah, that'll connect.
Okay, fix my damage calculator.
Nice. Okay, so 18 points of damage.
Hey, True Strike finally did some damage for me. Sweet. And then just a regular second swing.
That will also connect.
Nice.
All right, both swings connect. You notice that you're thinning this creature out.
I guess I stopped him on that too, so good. And on my turn.
Okay. Let's me measure really quickly. Alright. Then I go 5, 10, 15 around the little jaggy rock. And then I have a technical question. So, Sanctuary specifically says you can't make an attack roll, cast a spell, or deal damage.
Okay.
And if I were to use something like the Holy Robes of Sister Adeline, would that trigger one of those?
I believe that deals damage, so yes.
Even okay. Fair. All right. Then I'm going to use the Holy Robes and do Radiant Burst. Wait, hold on. Wait. Yes, I am. Okay. Sorry, it doesn't specify you get to choose undead, so I was making sure Runok was not in front of me.
Hello. Please don't vaporize me.
Yeah, I did not want to do that. So I will activate the robes for Radiant Burst.
Within 15 feet of you. Okay. Okay, Constitution saving throw from the creature. It will fail that. Yeah, go ahead and throw your 6d6 radiant. Okay, the robes ignite and light bursts around and through the creature, wounding it badly.
Action. And let's see, I moved 5, 10, 15. I'm going to go ahead and move back to my original spot for 15. And I don't see a need to bonus action at all, so I end my turn.
Okay, Runok.
Okay, does it look like it is strikeable, the one that's close to me?
Yes, if you get within 5 feet of it, yep.
Okay. In that case... Actually, you know what? No. He's just going to do Eldritch Blast that.
Okay. All right, you notice as you fire a ranged spell attack, the flickering of the creature intensifies. The first attack will still connect, however, the second one will miss. All right, as that Eldritch Ray strikes into it a bit.
Alright, and I'll continue going. We gotta get out of here, guys. Let's go. These plants are crazy.
Okay, Barnaby.
All right, Adam, I'm going to have advantage on this attack due to Vex.
Okay, that will hit.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and strike it again.
That will hit as well. Wounding it a second time.
All right, well, then I'm going to go ahead and move down here. I was hoping not to have to move, but all right. He runs in here. He has the feat called charge. No, okay, he doesn't have charge. All right, but he's still going to go ahead and attack.
So you can't move him right now. He's mounted by Laud, so Laud controls his movement.
Oh, okay. I didn't move the last time because of that. Okay. Good to know.
Right. So by mounted rules, if a mount isn't mounted, then they're like free to move on their own. But if they're mounted, then whoever's riding them controls their movement.
So does he go after Laud's turn then?
No. So Laud would move him, but he acts after your turn. So essentially, if he's not within range when your turn ends, he can't attack.
All right. Okay. Then I will go ahead and end my turn.
All right. Top of the next round, Glory.
All right. I'm gonna move here, and can I attack this guy?
You can. I'm going to give him cover since you're swinging through like the roots and stuff there. That is going to miss on the first swing. That second one will connect. All right, that will slice in and wound him.
Pole strike.
That will miss as well. Alrighty, on the creature's turn, he's going to go ahead and move around to here. Yep.
I would like to use pole.
Reactive strike? Yeah, go ahead. Yes, that will hit as well.
And I would have used Sentinel to stop him.
Okay, let's see. It sets his speed to 0. Okay, so he would have entered your range. You wouldn't have been able to swing at him there because you can't see him. So you would have first been able to hit him here, I'm going to say. So I'm not even sure you'd get that attack, but since we already rolled it, yeah, go ahead and post your damage, and then you're going to freeze him or set his speed to 0 there.
Okay.
Go ahead and post your damage for that one. All right, 7. All right, from there, then he's going to reach out and attack you. And that is going to connect. I believe you are also resistant to radiant, so that's necrotic. So that's 16 necrotic damage, and then a con save. All right, you will succeed on that save, suffering no additional ill effects. Alrighty, Selvin's turn. She will make her way over to here, and she will attack the creature. She'll manage to hit only once. And wounds it a bit as we move to Grimm's turn.
Oh, get back here. And can I move? Like, did I see him go into the brush over here?
Yeah, that's like a tree that hangs overhead, so yes, you can move through it.
Okay, so I can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25?
Sure.
All right. First attack.
That will hit.
Second attack. Oh, yeah, second attack.
16 will hit as well.
And sap.
All right, he is sapped.
I assume that's all he would do. I didn't read anything else that would be applicable, so end my turn.
Alrighty, Laud.
So I don't have control of the stag, but what I want to do is like move like here, basically to get a direct line of sight at this guy. And then take a shot with True Strike.
All right, much like you probably didn't spot this from where you're at, but you notice as you fire at him with a ranged weapon, he flickers a bit more, and yes, that is going to miss.
Okay, and then I will use more movement to basically get the stag right there, so it is next to this creature and could attack on Barnaby's turn. And that will end my turn, being there.
All right, so we're going to put you on top of the stag. As you approach, he is going to attack you, Lod.
Okay.
That will be a critical hit.
Can I? No, I can't make that not a crit. Okay, yep, that'll hit it regardless. I will react to lower the damage, though, when this goes through, is cutting words.
All right, so this is going to be twice the normal amount of damage, and you cannot regain hit points until the end of your next turn. I'll also need a con save after this damage is posted.
Yep. Oh boy.
Well, just remember that necrotic is cut in half. If that helps you at all, that's 41.
Yeah, I mean, that will help. And then cutting words, so that'll lower it by a d8 on top. So 2. So I guess that makes it 40, right? Because it's first the damage and then half, or it's the other way around? It's 39.
Let's call it 40.
Okay.
And then Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Okay, that will be a
Plus
success,
4.
so no additional ill effects there. Then he's going to flicker. All right, this guy's turn. He is going to attack Grim at disadvantage. 26, still going to hit. That's going to be 38 points of necrotic damage to Grim and a con save from Grim.
I apologize. Can you say that one more time?
Sure. 38 necrotic damage to Grim, and then a Constitution saving throw from Grim. All right, Grim will fail this save, and his maximum HP.
He will use his inspiration that he got from Log this session.
All right, yep, go ahead and reroll.
It's loud.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, he will succeed, suffering no additional ill effects. That creature is then going to flicker.
Apologies, when you said Grim, I was like, well, what are we waiting on? Come on, Grim, do your thing.
It happens when you're working another guy.
Yeah.
I've definitely been there before. All right, Caliban.
Caliban frustrated. He was wanting the kill on this one. I thought Barney was going to steal it, and the damn thing flickered away.
I would have.
I know you would stole it again. It's a habit. I soften them up, you take them down. It works out. But that one got away from us. I do like being in the aura for saves, though. He is going to just ready in action. He will attack. Can I say attack with True Strike? No, just attack. Attack if one of them comes within his range, within the 5 feet of him.
You can say you cast True Strike if he comes within 5 feet. You're allowed to do that. Just keep in mind on a reaction, you would just get the one attack, not both.
As a held action, do I still get both? No.
Nope.
No, because right. You react and you just do one extra attack. That ability only works if it's your turn.
Got it. Okay, I will. I'll do the hold action to attack with True Strike if he comes within 5 feet of me.
Okay, sounds good. Alrighty, Archgale.
Okay, I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I'm going to Cure Wounds at the 3rd level. Okay, and I'm going to post that. And that's going on Grin, obviously. So, posting that now. That is how much you will get back. And then I'm going to move an additional 5 to here, because I don't assume I can pass through that block because it's not letting me. And then let's do a nothing because that is my action. All right, and I'm gonna apply that to Grim and end my turn.
All right, we'll move to Runak.
Okay. Runak is going to charge forward. And swing his sword at this one.
10 will miss.
Okay, I'll graze.
All right, I'll apply that momentarily.
So it'll be 4. Second attack.
That one will connect.
Okay, and it's going to be radiant damage.
All right, and remind me, how much are you grazing for?
4.
All right, I've taken 17 off of your graze, and you're hit with the great sword.
Okay. And I don't think I have a bonus action, so that is the end of my turn.
Okay, next up, Barnaby.
All right, I'm going to go there. That's 15. I'm going to put on my shield, and I'm going to say, we need to go over there and help the rest.
Okay.
Right behind you.
And I'm
Okay.
staying there just to protect Caliban, who's like, I don't want to be out of the aura.
Hey, you're usually saying, get in my aura, get in my aura. Finally, I give yours some credit.
So,
Hey, the other guys decided they don't need it, but if you want to wuss.
so since we're at the top of the round here, guys, and we're a little bit over break time, let's go ahead and pause, take our 15-minute break here, and we'll come back on the other side.
Yeah, that sounds
Sounds
good.
good.
Sounds good.
Alrighty, folks, we're back in the other half of the session. Let's get the team back on the map. And let's get our appropriate music turned back on. Okay, we are at the top of the round with Glory. All right, attacking the one next to you there. 20, yeah, that'll hit. Halberd slashes down, wounding the creature. That second attack is going to miss.
Pole strike.
All right, bonus action pole strike. Yes, that will connect. Smashes in and wounds him. Alrighty, this one's turn, and he's going to return the favor, attacking you there, Glory. Which is going to connect. That's going to be 23 points of necrotic since you're resistant, and I need a Constitution save. That is a failure.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Do you still have inspiration?
Yes, I do.
All right, go ahead.
I would have given it back to everybody, so everybody should have had it at the beginning of this fight.
All right, that is a success. No additional effects there. He is then going to flicker away. All right, on Selvin's turn, not having an obvious target, she's going to make her way up here. And then ready in action there. We'll move to Grim.
All right. I want to make sure I do this right. So, and I hope I measured correctly as well. Yeah, that's just out of range. So I'm going to bonus action Adrenaline Rush to take the dash as a bonus action.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then the rest of the movement 5, 10-ish. Wait a second. Can I not walk through that?
So that's you're looking down. So yes, you can walk through. I'll just slide you.
Okay. I just want to get right behind him. But I guess that's probably a ledge there, huh?
You're moving downwards. Yeah, that's a little bit of a tight fit. You can easily move to the square 2 to your right. If you try to stop in the one just before that, I would say that's squeezing to be attacking at disadvantage.
Okay. Then yeah, go 2 then.
Okay, I'll move you. I'm not sure if you're still stuck on that.
Yeah, I'm stuck. All right, and then I will attack. Ah.
Nice. That's a critical.
I've got his dice too, apparently. All right. So what is this? Is a Morningstar bludgeoning?
Yeah, I think it's
Piercing.
piercing, right?
Piercing.
Piercing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead and post true crit damage, and then he'll take an additional 1d4 at the start of its turn.
2d8 plus 5? A 1 and a 2?
Yeah, unfortunate.
Do you have Savage Attacker to reroll ones?
Oh, wait a second. That sounds really familiar. Aha, he does.
All right, so once per turn, so you're using it this turn. So you can re-roll the weapon's damage dice twice and use either. All right, so just throw another 2d8. All right, so an 8 and a 3 will take those. That's a difference of 3. Or wait, see. That's a difference of 8
Plus
points
the
of damage.
5. Yeah, that's huge. All right, then second attack.
Yes, that'll hit as well. Wounding the creature again.
And I don't think he's got anything else, so I already used his action surge. Okay, that's totally fine. End turn.
All right, Laud.
All right, so the steed has 60 feet of movement, so I'll just move myself, and then we can move that afterwards. But do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Say.
Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to move through there. Remember, the creature is large, so it can't move through. Or actually, your ally. Yeah, you could do that. So we'll go ahead and do this way.
And I think I'll stop there, and I will, as my action, I'm going to cast Mirror Image on myself, and that will be my turn.
Alrighty, on this one's turn, it's going to make its way out. Up next to Caliban. Caliban, I think you have a readied action.
I do.
Hey, wait a second. I was supposed to steal that one.
That will hit. Let's see if he can finally get a kill. That is enough to destroy the Death Wisp.
Woo! Nice.
All right, this one, Grim, go ahead and roll a d4 from the crit effect. He'll take this damage at the beginning of this turn. All right, he is then going to attack Runok at disadvantage due to the sap. 9 is going to miss. He's going to flicker up the hill. And then it's Caliban's turn.
Feeling pretty good about that kill. He is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I will use my action to Dawn Shield, which I've been lucky to get away with so far. My turn.
Alrighty, Archgale.
Oh, I really like what I'm looking at. So, do I have a clear line of sight to this guy? I can see him.
Relatively clear.
Relatively clear. Okay, I'm gonna throw a firebolt at him.
All right. As you throw a ranged attack, you notice his body starts to flicker even more. But a double crit is
Whoa!
still a crit. So yeah, go ahead and roll a
Dodge
crit.
that.
Heck yeah. Let me do the thing. Does this count as a damage type fire?
Yes. All right, hot flash. Roll twice as many damage dice as normal, and the creature's on fire, taking 2d4 at the start of each of its turns. Okay, go ahead and throw that crit. All right, you're going to notice as it hits him, it's not as effective as you would expect. He's resistant to fire damage. He is still burnt pretty badly, but he's still floating there.
But he basically does take 2d4 if you average it out. So that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's not half bad for a cantrip. For my bonus action, oh, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna do a healing word, at the second level on Lod. Actually, let's do third level. Healing word. I will post that right now, and I will end my turn.
Alrighty, Runok.
Okay, Runak's gonna scurry up. Not seeing any bad guys. Yeah, he will just hold his position here, hold his action to swing his greatsword if they come within 5 feet of him.
Okay. All right, Barnaby.
All right, I'm going to go there, and for my action, I'm going to cast True Strike on my. I mean, not True Strike. Sorry, you guys are all get me all excited about that spell. So I mean Blade Ward on myself.
All right. Okay, Glory.
And Silverhoof will hold his action that if something comes within his range, he will attack.
Okay.
I'll move here. I will bonus action extend rage and dodge.
Okay. All right, this one's going to make its way up here, and he is going to attack you, Barnaby. Go ahead and roll
All right,
your
I got it.
D4.
Yeah.
And then I'll cutting words that too, if that makes any difference.
All right, so you cutting words the attack. That's going to be at least one, so that'll miss. He's then going to flicker. All right, on Sullivan's turn, she will move to here, ready in action. Grim.
Where did he go?
I think he went over that hill again, where you came from.
He's gonna hold the action. If he sees the creature, he's gonna hit it.
Okay. All right, Lod.
I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to ready my action with True Strike. If I see a creature, I will fire it, and that will be my turn.
All right. All right, this one's got both a bleed and a burn condition and only 2 HP left, so he is destroyed. Alrighty, Caliban.
Let's keep moving. Let's press down the path. We'll shuffle ahead. Stay together. He is gonna bring up the rear though, so he'll only just move up kind of one here and ready his action again. True strike if one comes within his range.
Okay. Archgale.
I will ready action Sacred Flame for when I see the creature.
Okay, Runok.
Brunak will try to continue on and just call out to everybody and say, "This way out. We can get out here."
All right, you're continuing down the path.
Yep.
Okay, Barnaby.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to move into there. And I'm going to go ahead and ready an action for a rapier attack if a creature comes within range. And my giant elk will do the same.
Okay, Glory.
All right, I will start moving up. Dodge action, extend range.
All right. Okay, those of you with ready attacks can make them.
I just need Dex.
True Strike will miss. He'll fail the deck save. Attack with True Strike will hit. Okay, Sacred Flame applied. And True Strike applied. Okay, he's been hit twice. He is then going to attack Caliban. That 14 is going to miss. He is going to flicker back. All right, Sullivan will say, yes, let's continue down the path. Let's make it where he can't just keep getting back into that obstructed area. She's going to move to here, ready in action. And Grim.
Where's everyone? Taking forever.
Dodge action.
Alrighty, Laud.
I'm going to just start moving down the path. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Oh, sorry. I stopped being push to talk. I'm going to dash and just run all the way up to, like, with Runok off the map.
All right, fair enough.
It's got 60 feet of movement.
Yeah,
so.
I'm going to put you at the top there, but yeah, we'll assume you're continuing along the path.
Okay, and that'll be my turn.
Okay, Caliban.
Same thing. Caliban's just gonna keep. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's get out of here. And he'll go there, and same thing. We'll just ready for a 2-strike if it comes into his range.
All right. Archgale.
All right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and ready action Sacred Flame.
All right, Runok, you're already down the path, so I'm going to skip you, Barnaby.
I'm going to go there, ready action rapier.
All right, Glory, you're essentially off the path, or you're almost off the path. Are you continuing north off the path?
I am continuing north, and I will also use Warrior of the Gods for 2d12 healing.
All right, feel free to apply that. Creature then will swing back here. Those of you with ready actions that apply, go ahead and take them. He is going to dodge the Sacred Flame. He's then going to attack you, Archgale. 19, that is going to hit.
I'll hit, but I will reaction. Can I reaction if I had the held action?
So let's see. Your reaction spent when you take it. So yes, you can. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yes. I'm going to shield.
All right. So when you shield, he's then going to use his precision ability that lets him add 5 to hit. So it's going to essentially cancel out your shield and still hit.
Wow.
And that's going to be 40 points of necrotic. You're in the aura, so cut that down to 20. And then I need a Constitution saving throw. That will
Plus
fail.
4.
That will succeed.
I
Like
will
I said,
use-
of course that will
Oh.
succeed. All right, he's going to then flicker back to there. All right, Selvin's turn. All right, she says, oh, I can finally actually hit him. She's going to rush here, and she's going to attack. She'll critical on that last one, but miss the other 2.
Another double crit. Holy crow.
All right. That effect at the start of his turn is basically going to kill him. So if one of you guys don't kill him already, he is going to be destroyed by that without getting another turn. So with that in mind, I'm going to say you guys have successfully completed this encounter here. Let's go ahead and get you guys back out to the Shadow Road.
I'm starting to not like this place.
I was starting not to like it a few days ago. So boy, are you you definitely have a lot of good going there.
I'm a little more tolerant to pain and suffering, I guess.
I'm just surprised you haven't lost any weight with all this walking.
Oh, I have my secret treats.
Yeah, he's going to update his token next week.
All right, guys. So you still have a ways to go on the Shadow Road here. You continue walking down. Is anybody trying to take a quick short rest here, or are you guys good to continue moving?
I'm okay to keep moving.
I vote to move because short rest won't help me much.
All right.
Keep going.
Okay, so I'm going to pass some additional time as you guys continue marching. It's going to be. Does anybody have exhaustion that can be taken away by a short rest? All right.
More.
And does anybody
Not
by the short rest, right?
I
Does
could-
anybody have hit dice left that they're wanting to spend to restore HP?
I
I
could use
would.
one.
So what I will say here is feel free to spend any remaining hit dice, as many or as few as you like, because you are going to get short rest between now and the next, plot point, essentially.
Okay. Would I also be able to apply the temp HP and the musician feat to people
Yes.
that need it?
Yep.
How many short rests would it be enough to give that to everybody?
Yes.
Because like 2 of them would. Okay, so 2 of them would give it to everybody. For both of those. So 13 temp HP and inspiration to everyone.
I am assuming that Grim is still affected by whatever is making his max HP go down.
Yes. Until you get a long rest, the max HP will stay in effect.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And Adam, since I have a spell slot that's Warlock, I would just be doing Cure Wounds to use the spell slot. So just to let you know why I'm rolling that. So
You can cast Cure Wounds as a Warlock?
I can use a spell slot. Are you saying it has to be a pal? Are you saying that if I use a spell slot, it has to be for that particular one?
I'm not sure. I'd have to double check how it's worded. It sounded odd because I don't think Warlocks usually get Cure Wounds. I'd have to double check how it's worded.
Okay, I'll hold off on it and see your play on it, but I've seen different things like people talking about using the Warlock spell slot for Smite, so I kind of figured it'd be the same thing. I'm only down a little bit right now anyway, so.
Yeah, it's a little weird because like Magic Initiate allows you to learn the spell, and then you can use whatever spell slots you have to cast it, so I
Yep.
think it works the same way, but I honestly don't know. Like, as long as you know the spell, I think you can cast whatever spells you want with that spell slot.
Just not patron approved.
Pretty much.
Yeah, let me just double check the multi-classing rules real quick on that one.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, you can. So it says if you have the Pact Magic feature from Warlock class and the Spellcasting feature, you can use the spell slots you gain from Pact Magic to cast spells you have prepared from classes with the Spellcasting feature, and you can use the spell slots you gain from Spellcasting feature to cast Warlock spells. So yeah, you can use them interchangeably.
All right.
So that may come into play before the next thing. So let's say that you're going to get 6 long rests before the next plot point. So if you wish to cast that slot each time, feel free to do so and apply that to folks or yourself so we can go in appropriately to the next plot point.
6 long rests, but we don't get long rest.
6 short rests. Yeah, so you don't get the effects of a long rest, but it's essentially like 6 short rests worth of recovery.
Does anybody need cure wounds?
I'm 1 HP off, so if you're maxed, I'll take your 1 HP. But other than that, no.
Okay, yeah, I'm only down a little bit, so let me see what happens. Because I have I can only go up to 74 hit points right now. That's my max right now. So, and yeah, so I'll just give you that. I'm at my current max, what I can do, and then you've got your.
I'm down 2. You split it up.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Yeah, I'll have plenty. I'm good. So if you guys are only down, that's less than 1 cast per person, so you're good.
I mean, I'll take one. I'm down 7.
So if you use 5 or less, then we can assume you've got that recharged, right? You get it back every short rest. Is that right?
Right. Yep.
Okay. So far I've heard 1 from Glory, 1 from yourself, 1 from Laud, 1 from Archgale. Is that all of them?
You guys tell me.
Yeah, if there's 1 more, I'll take. I'm down 2. Not really need it.
You're down 2 hit points or 2?
2 hit points. Yeah.
Yeah. Then that would have been just 1 cast would have brought you up there. So Adam's just trying to count the casts.
So
right
that
now.
sounds like 5. Yeah. So I think we're at 5 casts. As long as nobody else wants one, then you can go into the next plot point with that slot.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Whatever your mod is, what's your minimum restoration? It's probably like 5 or something.
Let me see. Yeah, it's 5. No, 6 is my minimum.
Okay, so everybody got at least 6, and I think that topped everybody off from what I'm seeing anyway. So I don't think you need to roll any dice.
Yep.
All right. With that in mind, as you guys have continued marching along the way, Sullivan has been chatting with you occasionally. It's been about 3 more days since the last encounter. You guys have been conjuring the hut each time. Sullivan mentions that you're starting to get closer. You try to piece the days together. When she said you were halfway there, it doesn't feel like you've traveled as many days before she says you're almost there. Again, you know things in the Shadow Realm and the Shadow Road seem to work a little bit weird here. So that's what you chalk this up to. But as you guys have rested through this last night and woke up this morning, that's the next plot point. I need everybody to give me that charisma saving throw again.
I'll spend my inspiration.
Do we get the +4?
Yes.
I will also use my inspiration on this.
I will.
As I celebrated, realizing I rolled the wrong skill. That was awesome. Can I keep the rule and just adjust the modifier?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
I will burn that inspiration since we got that from Lod.
So there's a whole lot of rolls in the chat. The DC is 15. If you got less than 15, let me know.
I got less than 50.
Okay. So, all right, got that. Anybody else? Okay, so just Glory. Glory, I'm whispering this effect to you.
And then would we have gotten that effect is after like the last of these, or would there be any short rests after this effect went into play? Just to figure out if anybody could get their inspiration back that burned it.
No, so this effect came in, you guys used it, and right now is when we're picking up.
Okay, got it.
So that text broke in half, but that's the effect there, Glory. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you guys essentially are getting close, is what Sullivan says. She mentions that she's pretty sure it's only going to take a couple more hours to get to where you need to go, and she starts setting down the road once again.
Man, we can't get out of here soon enough.
Yeah, I'm ready to leave.
This place is not that bad.
Compared
says,
to you, where
says the undead.
the guy who's spent some time in the underworld for the last little bit.
Yeah, there's way worse places than this.
All right, that extra couple of hours is completed. You kind of turn a bend in the road. It starts opening a bit more. And those of you kind of more towards the front of the group will notice in the distance what looks to be some standing stones. So defying the laws of nature, 7 massive, roughly hewn, tapered columns of rock stand upon their narrowest end in a rough circle. Inside the circle of stones sits an even larger menhir carved with arcane sigils. The air about the stones vibrates with magical potential. A group of individuals are inside of the stones, and you notice a raven flutters to a gentle landing on one of their shoulders. Now, only those of you with dark vision will be able to see this. You might, quickly describe what it is that you've seen to the other folks relying on light. I'm assuming that both of our human and other non-dark vision individual, I can't remember if you're human as well, Odd, but you guys are using a light source like a light spell.
Yep, and Lot is a human.
Human as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move you guys to this other map. I'm only allowing you to see this very narrow area at the moment in case you want to adjust your marching order. You guys are coming from, this way, moving this way. So feel free to adjust where it is that you would like to be there.
Is the stag with us?
Yeah, he would have stayed with.
Barnaby, feel free to re-drag him.
And if there's no objection from Barnaby, I would still be riding it just because I've been pretty exhausted this whole time.
Let me ask Silverhoof. Yeah, he says you're allowed to, but he did say something about diet. He said eat some more greens.
Okay, well, we're running out of regular food, so maybe I'll have to.
Try a salad.
All right, so this is essentially how you guys approach this area. You see what I mentioned, and you notice that as you come into this area, you spot this thing. You notice the figures inside the area start moving very quickly. Is everybody good with where they're at the moment? Okay, locking you guys there momentarily. All right, and as they begin moving very quickly, I'm going to go ahead and put us into initiative order.
It's not very friendly.
Is that the gateway? Are those stones the gateway?
Removing Selvin. I'll add a response to that just in a moment. Let me just make sure I've got all the tokens counted for. All right. Any initiative alteration stuff that needs to be done?
Yeah. Caliban, do you want to switch?
Sure, move up a bit. Sure. 14.
Okay. And I'll take the 11.
Thank you.
All right. I'll let you guys adjust that. I'm going to change our music here. All right, resorting initiative to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, I think everything's accounted for. All right, so as you ask this question quickly, Caliban, Sullivan will respond and say, yes, we need to get to that central stone. It seems these individuals were waiting for us. And Glory, it is your turn to act. I'm going to ask on this map that you move one space at a time for no specific reason, but just one space at a time, please.
Okay, I'm gonna rage.
All right, as you step to their Glory, you didn't notice, but in this tall grass of the field, there was a hunting trap, and it slammed shut, trying to catch your leg. Give me a dexterity saving throw, please. Yeah, you managed to avoid getting caught in it, and you are free to continue acting.
Ugh, there's traps out here, guys.
And I will dodge. End
Okay.
my turn.
Alrighty, this guy's turn. All right, you guys are currently lit up quite well. So from the darkness comes flying in arrows. These two arrows are fired at Runak. And Runak, because you can't see this attacker, these two shots are going to be made at advantage. And here come those shots. So the first shot is going to connect. Second shot, Runak also going to connect. So that's going to be 9 damage from the first shot, 12 from the second, for a total of 21 points of damage. And then he's going to do something else as a bonus action. Okay, so I'm going to do it that way, and I'll try to explain here in a moment. Okay, Sylvan's turn. Yeah, she's going to press forward. She notices Glory pass by that area. She's going to get up to here. She will also dodge. All right, coming from the center area, this figure is going to move a bit closer. All right, then it is Grimm's turn.
Okay. Okay. Let me do a quick measurement to see if this will work. Well, I guess I can do something kind of funny. Yeah, I'm not trying to get Grim totally killed, so I'm going to Adrenaline Rush and Dash as a bonus action. I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
And as you step there, Grim, you step into a hunting trap. Please give me a dexterity saving throw. Okay, that is a success. You managed to avoid that trap locking on your feet. I'm going to reveal that, but you can continue moving.
What was I counted at? Was it 30?
I thought you said 30.
Yeah.
I think you started next to Runok, right? So it looks
40.
like 40 feet to get
Okay.
there.
Perfect. Thank you. 45, 50,
All right.
55.
Hang on one sec. As you're right there, Grim, please throw me a perception check. All right. You notice a figure kind of phasing in and out of the shadows as though he was trying to hide, but your perception check is high enough to see him, so I'm going to reveal him. And you notice him essentially as you're getting to about there.
Oh. Okay. 55. And then action, Dawn Shield.
Okay.
Make sure. I feel like fighters should have more than one action surge at this level. But they do not.
We do not.
Do they reset on a short rest?
Yeah, you get them back on short rest. So
Oh, okay, cool. In that case, action surge. And he's gonna swing. Ah! Oops. Sorry, I'm used to hitting the spell button.
First attack will miss.
Second attack.
Will also miss.
I have to probably be successful for shield bash, huh?
I believe so. I think you have to hit in order to get that. You can double check the wording. I think that's how Grim plays it.
You attack a creature within 5 feet of your attack, and he hit. Yep, so that is his turn. Good job, Grim. He's just going to look very angry.
All right, before that opponent's turn, Glory, you're attacked from a hidden attacker, so dodge does not apply, and this attack is at advantage. Here comes the shot. 18. That is going to hit. All right, so you are struck by that arrow. It pierces into you for 4 points of damage, revealing the attacker. The second shot, you have advantage because you're now dodging and you can see him. He is going to miss, and then he's going to back away. All right. Let's see. Next attacker. I have to do a quick measurement here. Okay, Archgale, you are attacked from a hidden attacker. First shot will be at advantage. Actually, you can't see him, so both shots are going to be at advantage. The second one will manage to connect for 3 points of piercing damage. All right, then it is this guy's turn. He's going to make his way there, take a couple of shots at Grim. What is going to see? Grim's AC is 21, so that 23 is going to hit.
It should be 23 will hit anyways, but I think with the shield it should be 23.
Okay, yep. You might want to update that on his token. I'm seeing 21. He might just have the shield turned off. All right, that is going to be 4 points of piercing damage to Grim. Okay, after his turn, Grim is going to notice as the ground fairly close to him breaks free, revealing a ghoul. After it breaks free from the ground, it's going to move up next to Grim and attack him on the flank. All right, first it's going to bite. So a 19 will miss. Then it's going to try to hit with its claws. That'll be a 24 with the flank, so that is going to hit. That's going to be 23 points of damage to Grim as it lacerates him badly. And then I'll need a Constitution saving throw from Grim. All right, he succeeds on that easily. No additional effects, so we move to Caliban.
Caliban is going to use his action to put his shield on.
It's a trap. It's a trap. Fall back, Grim.
It sounds like Grim's in some bad, dire straits there, so he will move up a bit. 5, 10, hopefully following Grim's paths.
He does not, though, because he just stepped into a trap. Caliban, I'll need a dexterity saving throw.
Right in front, eh? Oh, boy. I'd like to use my inspiration for that.
All right.
Roll that. So much better.
Unfortunately,
Gooder,
not
much gooder.
Caliban. So that trap is going to snap shut on your feet. The effects of that are you're going to take 1d4 damage. So that's going to be 4 points of piercing damage. More importantly, your speed is reduced to 0. You are currently locked. Your foot is essentially locked here in this position. What would you like to do?
Okay. I've already used my action to put my shield on, so I am stuck here for now. I will end my turn.
And which spot were you in?
Right where he's at on the screen right now is where the trap closed shut on him.
Okay, yeah, it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
All right, we move to the next opponent. He's going to move to here, take a couple of shots at Grim. So you said 23 was his AC, is that right?
It should be, if I remember correctly.
Okay, so that 21
I'm
will
trying to
miss.
verify that.
I know he's got a high AC. He's got like a magic shield and magic armor, I think.
No, he gave the shield to me, so that, I don't know if it dropped him down one or not.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is.
Let me just do a quick
Well, he's got
double
21.
check. Yeah,
He's
if it
got
says
21, right?
21, that's what I'm bound to go with, unless I see something that really jumps out to me. So yeah, I think he used to have the magic shield. Maybe that's what it was.
I think
Well,
so.
even with
So that
even
will
with
hit.
plate armor and a shield, though, that'd still be just 20.
And he's
But
got
he has
defensive fighting
defensive.
style.
For one
Oh,
more, yeah.
okay,
that's
yeah, 21.
Okay, there it is.
Yep. Okay, so that one will hit then. All right, that's going to be 3 more points of piercing damage. All right, and next up is an attacker that would normally be attacking from hidden, but Grim can see that far, so he won't be. And this attacker has to shoot through an ally, so this is going to be +2 AC to Grim, so Grim's AC will be 23 on these attacks. So both of those will miss. And then we're up to Runak's turn.
Okay. Runak is going to move. Move to there, and he will Eldritch Blast
All right.
the ghoul.
Okay, got it. Go ahead and make your attacks. Nice. Both of those will hit. First one's a critical.
Nice.
So is that force crit?
Yes. Okay, you guys see that effect there? I'm going to go ahead and put a down arrow on him so we know he's got some kind of a rider effect. Down shield, down defense. $16 points of damage to the ghoul.
And then that is it.
Alrighty, Archgale.
Okay. Gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh. To man, I kind of made it my own situation. And that's the funniest part about
Like,
it all.
damn, Grim, why'd you move to... Oh, wait, I'm Grim.
Wait, I did that.
Yeah, Graham, why'd you move 70 feet away from everybody?
Gotta get in there. All right.
It's probably what he would have done anyway.
Yep.
You see, that's what I'm playing it well. I'm gonna dash and go 5, 10, 15, 20, and right there. And then I will. I really don't have a whole lot and anything I can do as a bonus action. So as a bonus action, I'm going to cast nothing. I'm actually gonna end my turn.
All right. Okay, next up is Lod.
All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Mirror Image on myself. And then it might be easier to like allow me to have control of this token, because assume like every 5 feet I move, it's going to move this guy, and it's got 4 squares versus my 1 for like traps and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Let me give you access to that for the moment, since you're controlling him. All right, see if that works.
Yeah, it looks like I do. All right, so 5, 10. Actually, I'm actually just going to stay here because I can't really do much, but I'm going to bonus action Bardically Inspire Archgale for now, and that will end my turn.
All right. Alrighty, this one's turn. He's going to move to here, take a couple of shots at Grim. First one's going to hit. 5 points of damage, and with his special ability of push, that's going to push Grim to there. Okay, next up is this guy's turn. He is going to use... how brave is he? Yeah, he's going to be brave. He's going to use his special ability of Steady Aim to fire twice at Archgale at advantage. So a 19 on Archgale.
That should hit.
All right, 19 hits. That's going to be 6 points of piercing damage to Archgale. All right, next up. All right, doing a quick measurement once again. Okay, Lod, you're attacked twice by an unseen attacker, so both attacks are at advantage.
Okay, if these hit, they will. Actually, I can shield against stuff I can't see, right? If it does hit me.
I double checked the wording. You'd have to see. I can't remember what shield says.
Yeah, it just says when it hits, but I mean that's going to hit regardless. So that will attack into my mirror image, so I'll roll the. All right, so that would hit one of the mirror images.
All right, so that destroys an image. You're down to 2 images, right?
Yep.
All right, second attack would be a critical hit.
Well, that's the same thing. So I'll roll twice now, and if it, yeah, so that would hit one too, and
All right.
that would absorb it.
So down to
So I'm
one
down to
image. Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Now, let me double check the wording of this.
He pushes one of your mirror images.
This will be an interesting corner case example. I don't think this has come up yet. Yeah, so you're going to take 4 points of graze damage there, Laud.
Okay. Sure.
It says if it misses, you still take the damage, so.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so that'll eat into the temp HP.
Okay, let's see. That was that. Okay, next up is Barnaby.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and don my shield, and with my bonus action, I'm going to put on Shield of Faith, so I'll burn that spell slot. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and inch my way up. I'm just going to go 4 because I see Caliban is trapped, so I want to try to act a little bit as a defender for him. And I'm going to point down. I'm going to point to the east and say, "There's an archer over there," and then that'll end my turn. And on Silverhoof, I'll just say if he gets within range of a baddie, he will attack. So he's holding his action for that.
All right. See, that ghoul is going to move to there. And the next turn, this guy is going to be an unseen attacker against you, Archgale. So 2 attacks at advantage. 1 will hit. That's going to be 4 points of piercing damage. All right, and that is going to take us to the top of the next round. We're only 2 minutes away from session end time, and another round's probably going to take another good 15 minutes or so. And since we're missing 1 player, why don't we go ahead and pause it here, folks? We'll pick up next session, which may or may not be next week, depending on how many folks we have out for the Super Bowl. And then I'll be on vacation, so be a little bit of a break possibly. We may play next week, may not. And then if not, we'll be back in 3 weeks. So hope everybody enjoyed this session. It was a tough one with some heavy hitters, and you guys are at kind of the climax portion of this. Just as a FYI, once you pass this encounter, assuming you guys survive, this is going to take you to Seawall, and once you get to Seawall and get your first long rest, that is going to be a level up. So be prepared with your decisions for what you're going to want when that comes around. All right, guys, have a great night, everybody. We'll see you next session.
Hey, great survival, folks. Thanks, Adam, for putting this together. Nice map, by the way, Adam.
Well, glad you like it.